Good day, good day, good day. It's been a pretty hectic few weeks here at my house. Just kind of messy right now because a dog got into our trash last night. So some stuff's been happening. A few weeks ago, I got dengue fever, which really bummed me out because here the weather is like 30 all the time. And for me, the weather is just absolutely perfect. It's like just this, I don't even know how to describe it, but my skin feels at one with all of the air around because it's just this beautiful temperature, especially if you're in the shade, that you can't really feel the environment or like the climate. You know, if like it's really cold, you feel it, and if it's too hot, you feel it too. But I feel like it's just perfect for me here all the time. And it was kind of a bummer because, you know, I'd usually just wear like a small pair of shorts and that's pretty much it. And we have an outdoor shower. So if you've ever had an outdoor shower without any clothes on, you know how amazing that feels. But when I got dengue fever, that all changed because now it was like, if I got dengue fever again, I could be in serious trouble here in Sri Lanka or anywhere else. And that kind of put a big damper on like being able to be outside with as little clothes on as I like. And so yeah, like even when I film these videos, I know there's mosquitoes and stuff, and I always got to be careful that I try not to let them bite me. Because yeah, so that's that. And I was hospitalized for several days. I was sick for several days too. And then I spent a week recovering at home, you know, just getting my energy back, mostly staying inside. And this past week, my wife has been sick. Thankfully, it wasn't dengue, but it was like, yeah, you know, I just get better and then she gets sick. And a lot of the Persian community has been absolutely phenomenal in supporting us, particularly when I was in the hospital. You know, there were people who came and stayed with me there and helped Sarvanaz with making food and help her taking care of our son Darian. And you know, like they were just outstanding. Unfortunately, many of them have moved on to different travels and, you know, they're just exploring different places and stuff. So now that Sarvanaz is sick, we're still getting that support. It's just a lot less. And I still have to deal with, you know, trying to run my business and do my workouts and do a lot of the domestic stuff around the house. And there's not that much I need to do to take care of Sarvanaz, but you know, watching Darian from sunrise to sunset, and we've had additional paperwork for our immigration stuff, and you know, just those kinds of things. It's like a lot, right? Doing it by ourselves in a foreign country, and we do have some assistance from the Persian community. There was a person who brought or sent over like so much food, and it really just blessed our hearts. Like, you know, we had all this food prepared for us and delivered over by tuk-tuk, and that just made a huge difference. But when stuff like this goes on, right, what happens if you have a normal job? Well, you take the time off and you don't get paid, right? What happens if you're a yoga teacher who makes their money from teaching group classes online or in person, or private classes online or in person? Same thing, you know? And that's not where yoga teachers should be, given that we're helping to make the world a better place. We're impacting people's lives physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And there's a better way forward. And this has happened a few times. Like, I've had several issues in the past year of my life, from Sarvanaz and I getting sick 2 or 3 times to needing to move very spontaneously here to Sri Lanka because our residency expired in Turkey and we couldn't get it renewed. And and just like other major events, whether it's family visiting or we wanted to travel a little bit, or I just, felt burnt out. It's been a blessing to be able to step back from my business and know that my systems are running, right? And for me, this is the beauty of having a course, is that I can still teach my students. Right now, as you're watching this, I can guarantee that somewhere in the world, there is a student who is watching my content and taking actions inside my course in order to build up their business. And that's pretty game changing. Like most of the work is done through those little videos, and that enables them to just take those actions by themselves and be independent, right? Now, I still have the group calls, right, which I do twice a week, and those I'm usually pretty good for. I mean, it's half an hour to an hour, maybe a little bit longer, and pretty easy to deliver on, right? And so I can usually make it for that stuff, and if need be, I can reschedule them. The other crazy thing that I've done in my business is I've brought on someone to handle one of the new calls that we've introduced, an ads call. So ads and social media content. And this person, when they join the call, I just transfer it to them, and then they let the students in, and then they run the call and I leave. And this is beautiful because it enables me to have someone else on my team who knows a lot of stuff about social media and ads helping my students, you see? And so the way that this can all be set up is that if I needed to, I could reschedule calls if something happened in my life, which has happened, and students are usually okay with it. If I need to cancel or reschedule a weekly group call, same. And when students send in their homework, I can take several days, however much time that I need, to review it and send it back. And if I needed to, I could bring on someone who could do that homework review for me, because the homework review is just done in some forms, right? So you just, did they do this? Yes, no. How is the quality of that? Good, very good, not so good, And so that just gives you a lot of options when you set yourself up like that. And these are part of the ways that you can go beyond asana, right? Like if you think about it, instead of doing just asana, you could say, okay, well, you have this homework and you need to send in a certain amount of videos, like one video per week of you practicing this, or like showing me progress on this certain asana, or giving me an update on your progress in this part of the journey or whatever, right? When you actually help people do something practical by using yoga and spiritual means and those kinds of things, right? Like, I'm not saying don't ever give a sound bath or don't ever do a meditation or a pranayama, but I'm saying teach people how to use the pranayama as a vehicle for achieving or doing something. And then collect their feedback as part of homework so that they can update you on where they're at, and this process can be done online independently of you, right? And don't just have students just send you an email, have a form that they have to fill out to confirm that they're sending in their homework, right? Have a homework form. What this does is it starts to create systems that run without you. And when you do this, you're able to grow your business faster, you're able to earn more, you're able to help more people, and you're able to do less work, right? It's initial setup, but the difference is that a paid employee goes, okay, I work this many hours and I make this much money, right? And a lot of the time, paid employees don't really want to do any work unless they know they're getting paid hourly for it. But when you're setting up yourself as a business, what happens is you put in the work up front before you get paid, right? So kind of a bummer. But the pieces that you do build, they last, right? If you're an employee, the work you do, it doesn't last. That's why you're an employee, because you have to keep doing the process, right? You're employed to repeat the same process over and over and over, because if it could be automated, it would be, right? So each day you're starting from scratch doing the same tasks. And that's why employees don't earn that much, because the process is as simplified as it can get. And the company just needs someone to repeat that process until they can automate it or find someone cheaper to do it, right? So what I'm saying is, instead of doing other people's processes, like running yoga classes, instead build systems and be the owner of the systems that allows students to send in homework, that allows other people to handle your group calls, that has videos to explain your message for you instead of you repeating it. This way, you won't be caught up by the issues of life, and you won't be hindered by the amount of time that you have, right? So for example, the only things now that I really spend time on are signing up students, right? That takes an hour to an hour and a half. And then once the student signs up, they mostly go through a lot of the coursework by themselves. And that means, not that I calculate my income hourly, but if I did, it'd be extremely high, right? An employee just couldn't compete with that. And, you know, that's where we want to be, is in a place where we say, look, yeah, I handle a call or two and I make the money, and then the student gets to work and I assist them on their journey as they need it. Yeah, maybe once a month they book a private call, send in their homework. But these are things that over time, I can bring on an extra coach that I pay hourly to do this stuff, right? Which gives me more time to focus on optimizing ads, creating social media content, putting myself out there, signing up new students, right? And even signing up new students, I can hire a sales coach or sales rep. I can hire someone to take the calls of students who book me and want to have a chat about if working together is the right fit for us. Okay? So do you see how, if you're a yoga teacher and you want more freedom in your life, Zoom yoga classes are going to give you only location freedom, right? But that's not the type of freedom that you're looking for. You're looking for schedule, location, and financial freedom. And so you need to have these pieces put in place for that to happen, right? So I hope you found this helpful, but I wanted to share with you that when done right, you can teach yoga online, right? You can teach the principles of yoga applied to a practical day-to-day life situation, help people accomplish something, do so without it taking up your entire life, and without repeating the process each and every time. And as a result, help more people earn more money and enjoy more freedom on all levels. So if you found this helpful, I've got a free workshop down below, and it goes into more detail on how you can get started setting this kind of thing up. It's totally free. There's no obligation. It's just there if you are interested in learning how to go online, teach beyond asana classes, and make an income for yourself so that you can leave your job or have a great side income. All right? So if that's of interest to you, fantastic. I'd love to have you in the workshop. And if not, tell me why you're thinking of teaching on yoga online in the comments. All right? I'd love to see where you're at, where your headspace is, and maybe I can support you in the comments there. All right? I'll see you in the next video.